we have a Toyota Tundra. We're going to put a new radio and a set of Kenwood Exelon 7-inch in the doors. Components, we're gonna do the doors and the dash. Fun there. Let's take a look at this factory radio. Anytime you go to do one of these, if it has the center console, that's an immediate plus, because if it has just the retractable cup holders, there's 2 screws in the back of it that are just murder to get to. You have to get like down on the floor, and you need a long extension to grab these 2 8mm screws to get it out. It's definitely no fun. So seeing this makes our day a lot better. So we're gonna go ahead and get this guy out. We have the factory match kit from Best Kits. I'll show you that when we get to the bench. Right now, let's go ahead and get this out. And Fernando is gonna get started on that door. Hey, put on the emergency brake for me. Alright, so we have the radio out of the dash. We're gonna go ahead and get over to the bench. Unfortunately with this truck, there's no USB connection here. It's actually a wired connection in the harness. So we're gonna have to do some trickery on this guy here to get it to work. For the dash kit, we're using the BKTOYK 967 medium gray. Now this kit, because it is a painted kit, comes very well protected. They actually wrap it in bubble wrap and in microfiber cloth. I know, right? Crazy. This part is also painted, comes double bag, pocket, single din trim, and of course the side brackets and clips. Instructions if you need them. Now we're putting in the AVH 1330 NEX. He's got an iPhone and wants Apple CarPlay. So the first thing we want to do is remove the little centerpiece here. Alright, in the kit it comes with shorter and longer screws. The long ones are going to go on the bottom. The shorter ones will go up in the top. We're going to go ahead and get this side in lightly. We can come over and get this side all lined up. Okay, so when you're pushing these kits forward, you want to make sure that this stays snapped in place. Make sure your gapping is good as always. Now what we want to do is it comes with these guys here. These are clips that go onto this. So we just want to add a little bit of glue on here so that they'll stay put. So we'll go ahead and set this. Make sure we set it like this so the glue dries that way. We'll set this aside. This is all done. For this, we're going to use the 1761 Toyota harness. We're going to use an Swi-Rc. Go ahead and get this out. Pull the monster amount of books, set them aside for right now. There's a product that we carry that comes with a Toyota interface for Swi-Rc, and we don't need them all the time, so we actually save them. In this case, we're going to reuse it in this car to speed things up a little bit. So we're not going to be using this harness here. That's not going to stop us from talking about it in case you have one and you'd like to be able to install it and you're like, oh, I don't have that cool harness, that stinks. But at least you'll know how to hook it up because we'll tell you what colors. For those of you who've never hooked up an Swi-Rc, let's take a look. It comes with this guy right here, which is the Vehicle Installation Information Guide, the VIG. Notes. Okay, that's key. This one's notes. and this is the VIG normal. Now what we want to do is the normal VIG, we want to go and find our car. So in this case we have a Toyota Tundra. What year, Fernando?
2012.
Well, that's going to be Toyota is on the last page. We'll come down to Tundra, and at 03 to 14 is all they have listed. Ours falls within that, so we'll go ahead and mark it. Couple things to note. It says see note 2, so that's going to be over here on the VIG. We'll go ahead and tab note 2. We'll come back to this in a minute. We want to come over here, version 8. We're going to go ahead on the back of this and write an 8, because that's going to be what we're going to program this to before we program the steering wheel controls. It's going to tell us we're going to need pins 7 and 8. That's what this is going to hook up to via this wiring harness. There's also going to be a third one, which is going to be for ground. Interface connector is going to be Toyota. Now for that, we're going to turn into the VCC, and we're going to turn to where it says Toyota, which is on the back, last page. This is Toyota, which is this guy right here, this one right here. For the rest of this, we're good. It's going to tell us we're going to be using the white wire. So we know on this harness here, we're going to need the white wire. We're going to, like I said, we're hooking up 3 wires though, a ground, the white wire, and there's going to be a third one that is going to have a resistor in it that is going to be either white black or white red. Now we're going to come over here to this, go to note 2, and it says connect the interfaces white wire to pin 7. So over here we see there's a 7. We're going to put a 7 and a W. Connect interfaces white black wire to pin 8. So 8 is going to be white black. Connect the wire in pin 6 to chassis ground. So 6 is going to be G, which is ground. So on this harness, you're going to pull this apart. You're going to see right here where it shows you a white black wire. You're going to grab that. You're going to grab the one that's just white, and you're going to grab the black. There's 2 blacks because you're going to need one for ground and one to ground out to this, and then the red, which is accessory. So 5 wires. That's all you need. The rest of it, you can cut off, crimp off, tape off, do whatever you want with. You're not going to need them. Now those wires are going to be here in the connector. If you're in the car, this is the factory connector. They're in a nice row, one after the other. And if you look at the sheet right here on the notes, it shows 6, 7, and 8 all in a row. So now what you want to do is go ahead and go into the car, grab those 3 wires. You don't need the colors because they could be different colors. They're just looking for pin configurations here. Find those 3, hook up these, and that's it for the wiring. As you can see, that's why we keep these, because it makes the installation just a little quicker. Now, once you've done that, these 3 piles of paper you're done with. The only one you need is this guy right here, the universal steering wheel control interface, which is for programming. So we'll go ahead and set this one aside. These other 2 pieces you won't need either. Now on the side of these, there's a rotating switch here depending on what style radio you're doing. You want to open this guy up here and go to page 2, and at the top of page 2, find out which radio you're using. In this case, we are using a Pioneer. We're going to rotate this dial to number 7. Alright, so we're on number 7. We've gone ahead and plugged it in. Let's zip tie this guy up. Now we're going to go ahead and grab our red and black wires that's on our 1761 harness. We're going to strip those back a little bit, exposing the copper. Go ahead and twist in our accessory and ground. And then we'll add a little bit of solder. The harness is all soldered up and ready to go. We're going to let it cool off for a second, and we're going to tape it up. Now, one of the bummers about the Kenwood 7-inch, it comes with that great grill, as you just saw, to mount it into the door. It doesn't come with anything to mount the tweeter up in here. We've gone ahead and made some mounts for them. So we're gonna go ahead and make these out of 16th ABS, because this Kenwood tweeter does stick up quite a bit. So we wanna make sure we get it mounted as low in there as possible. All right, let me go buzz these out real quick. All right, so we have our 2 tweeter mounts. We just need to make a hole. All right, there we go. I'm gonna get these over to Fernando so we can get him into the car. so we have this USB aux connector. What we want to do is go ahead and get this thing apart. For this, we're going to start with the USB that comes with the Pioneer. Gone ahead and pulled this whole apparatus out of here. Now we're going to come up with a plan to get this to function the way we want it. The first thing we want to do is go ahead and remove all this off of the head of this USB. Grab some CA glue. You're definitely going to need some of that. Now what we've done is we've just trimmed off the two sides on either side, and we've left these two top panels. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add some glue to this top panel. And this is going to slide into here like this and then line up with the front. And that'll solve one of the issues, which is retaining the factory USB. Now what you want to do is plug in the USB end, and that's going to help us to hold it in place. Go ahead and add some hardener to kind of hold it where it needs to go. Now what we could do is we could just cut this circuit board here and use this bottom half, which is the auxiliary, which I'm awfully tempted to do, but I really don't want to destroy this just in case he wants to put it back in at some point. So this is the IS335, and what the pieces we want is this guy right here. So we're going to drill this hole just a little bigger, and we're going to snap this through there, and that'll allow him to keep his aux jack as well. So we end up with is this right here. We have our aux on the bottom and our USB on the top, just like the factory. Now we're going to go ahead and insulate up the wires, snake this through the dash, and he can save this for if he puts the factory radio back in. All right, so there we go. So let's go ahead and plug this guy in, grab the steering wheel controls. Now we wrote that number 8 on here, and the reason why we did that is because we want to program this for version 8. To do that, we're going to put the key in the ignition, turn the ignition on. This light is going to light up. We're going to hit this button on the side here 8 times. Every time we press it, this light is going to blink. Once we hit it 8 times, we're going to stop. It's going to pause. Then this light will blink 8 times. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so now it's programmed for version 8. Every time we turn on and off the car, this is gonna blink 8 times to tell us what version it is. Next, we wanna program the actual features on the steering wheel control. For that, we wanna turn to page 3. Now on page 3, there's a whole big chart. We've talked about this before. We want to just get to the Pioneer side of it, which is all the way here on the end. So we'll go ahead and fold this over. And it gives us a list of everything we have access to. We have some buttons over here on the steering wheel control. We're gonna go ahead and program them. Now how we do it is you press the button to start, and then the first thing is gonna be volume up and then volume down. So you'll go volume up, volume down. Next is mute. There's no mute on here, so we're gonna press this button to skip it. And then we have preset up and down. You don't want to do presets. You want to do the next ones, which are track up and down. Those are the two you want, not preset. So you're going to skip. That's 3 skips total. Then you have source, which is going to be mode. And then you have your track up and down. And then we have band, which we're not going to, there's no band button on here, so we're going to skip it. Phone menu, we're going to skip. We're going to do answer call, end call, and voice activation, because they have those buttons here. Once we get to voice activation, there'll be a flash, and then this will do its little magic thingy, and it will be all programmed. So we'll go ahead and press the volume 1. So go volume up, volume down, skip, 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 source, track up, track down, skip, skip, answer call, end call, voice recognition. Now we're just gonna wait for this to blink out. Blinked out. All right, so once it's done blinking, it's programmed. Go ahead and push all the buttons to make sure they light up. Now we're gonna go ahead and get this plugged into the radio to make sure that we didn't accidentally miss one. All right, so the one cool thing about these is that you can remove this cover for the center channel, and it does make putting the radio in easier. Volume up, volume down, mode, set, and hold, scan. All right, we got our iPhone plugged in. What's the weather like today? The one cool thing, if you got VR to work, that's the last button to program. If it's doing what it's supposed to do, there's a 90% chance, 90, because you can still screw up, there's a small chance that all the other buttons are correct. We're gonna go ahead and finish getting this thing back together. Well, heck, I just remembered. I showed the customer how to work the Toyota. I forgot to tell you guys, hey, it's done. It's gone. On to the next one. So we'll see you guys next time. Have a great night. See you later. Bye.